The mirror exercise step 2. Write the sentence from step 1 all over again, but switch all the nouns to pronouns and point them to yourself. For instance, example 1. Step 1. My sister is upsetting me because she is always harassing me every time I talk with her. Step 2. Right, ऐसे करना है. I am upsetting myself because I am always harassing myself every time I talk to myself. Yes. अब जो एग्जाम्पल 2 था. स्टेप 1. Rally is upsetting me because he is expecting me to give more to our working relationship than I receive from him her. I am upsetting myself. I expect myself to give more to my relationship than I receive from myself. I am upset my twin flame because I am upset at my twin flame because they are not communicating with me on social media, email, phone, etc. I am upset at myself because I am not communicating with myself. I am upset at my twin flame because they do not want to be with me and having anything to do with my life. I upset because I feel abandoned and betrayed by my twin flame. I am upset at myself because I do not want to be with myself or have anything to do with myself. I am upset at myself because I feel abandoned and betrayed by myself. The mirror exercise works because your external life is always reflection of all level of your consciousness, which is created by the core choices inside your mind. What you are choosing on the inside of yourself is what is being created the outside of yourself. That's the result and the truth of the law of attraction, as within so without. This these annoyance or upsets are annoyance or upset inside of you. You are automatically creating the outside, which is being reflected back to you from inside. The harassing sister, yes. In this example, see reflecting back to you how you are harassing yourself. Each reflection is totally personal and never universal between the same experiences and people. Only you can determine the out of alignment thoughts, feelings, and beliefs you are holding on the inside, which are changing, causing your upset. The co-worker reflecting issue with Raleigh. In this example, Raleigh is reflecting back to you how you are not giving to yourself and how you are expecting yourself to give more in relationship than you give to yourself. So you actually have nothing to give to your relationships until you choose to start giving to yourself. Perhaps giving to yourself is this in this example would be a loving and firm boundary as to what you will and will not do. This is how you start cultivating self respect and self trust and teaching others how to appropriately treat you in every circumstances. Your twin flame who won't talk to you, they are mirroring back to you directly how you are not communicating with unexpected to your of yourself. You might think to yourself, what does that mean? How I am not communicating with myself? Well, perhaps you ignore your needs, you ignore your intuitions, you ignore putting a healthy boundary with yourself and others. You ignore listening to yourself, you ignore your sexuality and sexual need, your creativity, your spirituality, your divine guidance and signs that come through you and others, people, and situations, your beauty, intelligence, and power, your inner child. You ignore what your finances telling you. You are ignoring being with your divine self and cultivating a real loving relationship with yourself. The list of how you potentially avoid and neglect yourself could go on, but you get the picture. Somewhere inside of you, you are not talking to yourself, your divine self. But you can heal this one by choosing to no longer ignore your divine self in any way, but choose to listen to yourself and develop a better self relationship so you no longer experience this upset continuing or your beloved twin flame not talking to you. Your twin flame doesn't want to be with you. In this example, twin flame is mirroring how you don't want to with yourself. Perhaps you are trying to get something from someone outside of yourself. Yes, is certainly trying to get something from someone in outside of. Yes, it certainly include your twin flame because you don't want to get love from yourself or love from God within you. You try and get it from your twin flame, and so they push you away. You are naturally magnetic to your twin flame only when you are complete within yourself, rather than coming from a needy state, which is repulsive energy. You are fulfilled only by and through God's divine love. The instant you need something to fulfill you, you are engaging in codependent behavior and are looking to your twin flame as source rather than God as your source. Your twin flame can never replace the role of God, God's love for you. Many would like to treat their twin flame like this, but it's an inappropriate role to place them in because they are not your creator. They can never come from the experience or truth of loving you from place of having created you in perfect divinity and love. There are many other examples of how you do not want to be with yourself because you are uncomfortable being alone with yourself and your divine self. But this is the opportunity provided to truly become your real best friend above anyone else aside from God. Your twin flame is your best friend, but God is your best friend first, then you, then your twin flame. Wow. Your twin flame is your best friend, but God is your best friend first, then you, then your twin flame. This is the proper order of relationship. You all notice through that being your own best friend is perfectly the same as God being your best friend. Yes, definitely. And your twin flame naturally is and becomes your best friend as a result of your above priorities. When you do not want to be with yourself and with God, you experience abandonment, which also feels like betrayal because it is God couldn't never ever abandon you. If God created abandonment, then it would be real. But it's an illusion because God only creates perfection and we are one with our beloved Creator. When you don't want to be with yourself and abandon yourself and thus open yourself up the experience of being abandoned by others. This is how mirroring works. But if you open up your divine logic, you will see, as I have seen, that you couldn't be abandoned by someone who never truly claimed you as theirs. So, you were never abandoned because you were never claimed by them in the first place. You just experienced the illusion based on belief that you were claimed in love by them. People who abandoned their relationship also practice self abandonment, or else they would be incapable of the act. So just feel compassion for them and others when you realize this. When you choose to stop abandoning yourself and start listening to yourself and loving yourself where you need to, you chase self abandonment and develop self trust, love, confident. As a result, your twin flame will change their tone about not wanting to be with you. because in claiming yourself, you claim all of you, which naturally includes your twin flame because they are you too. Notice how example C and D are also interconnected. That's because the two upsets are practically the same upset at the core. There are lots of clues there as to how you might be abandoning yourself and how to heal it.